Very good afternoon, student. From the 7th lesson, 11th standard physics, the next topic is elastic energy stored per unit volume of a wire. Elastic energy stored per unit volume of wire. So this is the third detailed question answer from your 7th lesson, properties of matter. Derive an expression for the elastic energy stored per unit volume of a wire. Now, when a body is stretched means when the force acting on the spring or elastic object, the object will be transferred from one form to the another form. That means change the shape and size. It is nothing but stretched. So when a body is stretched, work is done against the restoring force. Restoring force means, what is that explanation of restoring force? Means when we removed the applied force, the object regains the original position. Regains is the original position. So try to regains is the original position with the help of the restoring force. So this restoring force try to give the original shape and size. So that is why this is the restoring force, because after removal of deforming force, the object regains is the original position with the help of the restoring force. This is the internal force also. This is called, otherwise called internal force also. This work is stored in the body in the form of elastic energy. In the form of elastic energy. Elastic means after removal of deforming force, the object regains is the original position. It is called elastic body. So consider a wire whose unstretched length is capital L. Unstretched length means the object, it does not experience any external force, that is the deforming force. Whose unstretched length, that means original length, it represents capital L, and area of cross section is capital A. Let a force produce an extension 1 and further assume that the elastic limit of the wire has not been exceeded and there is no loss in energy. Then the work done by the force F is equal to the energy gained by the wire. The work done is stretching the wire. Work means force into distance. Here the object experiences some amount of force, then it will stretch from one point to the another point. It will change the shape from one point to the another point. That is why work done in stretching the wire by dl. That is the change in length, it is represent dl. So dw is equal to F into dl. Already we know the formula for the work. Work W is equal to force into distance. Here changes of work dw is equal to F into change of length is dl. The total work done in stretching the wire from 0 to L. So total work done in stretching the wire from 0 to L is, the equation can be written as W is equal to integration of, that means total work done. This is work done. Here we can calculate the total work done, means we can use the integration symbol. So integration of dw is nothing but W. W is equal to integration of initial point is 0, final point is L, F into dl, because formula for the work done is nothing but force into distance. So 0 to L limits Force into distance means force into dl. From Young's modulus of elasticity, already we know this formula from the last topic, moduli of elasticity. According to the Young's modulus of elasticity formula, y is equal to F by A into original length divided by change in length, small l. So F by A into L divided by small l is equal to, rearrange this step, we get F is equal to YAL divided by YA small l divided by capital L. Rearrange this step, we obtained F is equal to, this AL goes to numerator side, this capital L goes to denominator side in the left hand side. So we get F is equal to YAL small l divided by capital L. Substituting this value, the equation 2 value, in equation 1 here, the F can be replaced as YA small l divided by capital L. So the equation becomes W is equal to line integration of 0 to L. F value is YAL divided by capital L into DL. L is the dummy variable in the integration. We can change L to L dash. That is the change in length, not in limits. Therefore, W is equal to integration of 0 to L. Y A L can be replaced as, this is the change in length, can be replaced as L dash divided by capital L. Here DL dash is equal to integration of L, because YA divided by L, all the terms are constants. So constant, we cannot integrate the constant term. So that is why remove the constant term from the integration. So YA divided by capital L, only integrated the L dash into DL. Integration of L dash into DL is nothing but integration of x into dx. X into dx means x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. That means x square divided by 2. Here L square divided by 2. L dash square divided by 2. Then substituting the limits 0 to L. Now substituting the limits, upper limit minus lower limit. So the equation becomes YA divided by capital L into upper limit value is L. L dash can be replaced as L because limits are substituting in this L dash place. So that is why we get L dash becomes L square divided by 2 minus lower limit means 0 square divided by anything 0. So that is why the only one term we obtained from this substitution of limits. The term is L square divided by 2. So YA divided by capital L into L square divided by 2 is equal to 1 by 2 into YAL divided by capital L. YAL divided by capital L into L, because L square can be written as L into L. Here YA small l divided by capital L, already we know this formula, YAL divided by capital L is equal to F. So this term can be replaced as F. So the equation becomes 1 by 2 F into L. 1 by 2 F into L. This equation is called elastic potential energy. So W is equal to 1 by 2 FL. This is called elastic potential energy. Very, very important formula, children. Please note it down for your 2-mark problem as well as the objective types problem. The next topic, next step is energy per unit volume is called energy density. Energy per unit volume is called energy density. This is also very important steps, children. Please note it down. So here the energy density is represent small u. The energy density is represent small u. U is equal to elastic potential energy by volume divided by volume. Elastic potential energy value is 1 by 2 FL. Volume actual formula is area into height. Here height is considered as a length, capital L. So area into length is nothing but volume. So elastic potential energy 1 by 2 FL divided by area into length is nothing but volume AL. So rearrange this equation, we get 1 by 2 F by A small l divided by capital L. That means change in length divided by original length. Change in length divided by original length, the ratio between the change in length by original length is nothing but strain. Force per unit area, force by area, it is considered as this term is called as a stress. This step is called as a stress. So this step can be written as 1 by 2 F by A is nothing but stress, L by A is strain. So 1 by 2 stress into strain. That is the energy density formula. This is the energy density formula. The next topic is, here the next topic, applications of elasticity. Applications of elasticity. Here this is the topic, very very important topic for your objective type question. The mechanical applications of elasticity, the mechanical properties of the material. The elastic behavior is one such property which especially decided the structural design of the columns and beams of the building. So here this is a very important uses. Especially decides the structural designs of the columns and beams of the building. Which one? Elasticity property. As far as the structural engineering is concerned, the amount of stress that the design could withstand is a primary safety factor. A bridge, so this point also important point. A bridge has to be designed in such a way that it should have a capacity to withstand the load of the flowing traffic, the force of winds, and even its own weight. So this is also second uses of elasticity. The elastic behavior, or in other words, the bending of beam in a major concern over the stability of the building or bridge. So this is also important point. Stability of the buildings or bridge. For example, to reduce the bending of a beam for a given load, one should use the material with a higher Young's modulus of elasticity, capital Y. It is behavior from table 7.1 that the Young's modulus of steel is greater than aluminum or copper. This point is very very important point. The Young's modulus of steel is greater than the aluminum or copper. Iron comes next to steel. This is the reason why steel is mostly preferred in the design of heavy duty machine and iron rods in the constructions of building. So this is the paragraph for the applications of elasticity. The next topic is fluids. What is meant by fluids? Fluids, introduction of fluids is, fluids are found everywhere in the world. Earth has about 2/3 of water and 1/3 of land. Fluids are different from solids. Fluids are, this is very important word children, fluids are different from solids. Unlike solid, fluid has no defined shape of its own. As far as fluid is concerned, liquid has fixed volume, whereas gas fill in the entire volume of the container. So the next property of fluid is pressure of fluids. What is meant by pressure? Pressure means, this is the definition of pressure, please note it down children. The pressure is defined as the force acting per unit area. The pressure is defined as the force acting per unit area. The formula is pressure is equal to force by area. So the pressure is the scalar quantity. Its SI unit and dimensions are Newton per meter square. Very important objective type question, children. The SI unit of pressure in dimension is or Newton per meter square or Pascal, and dimension unit is capital M, ml power minus 1, T power minus 2. Another common unit of pressure is atmosphere. So this is also very important term. Please note it down, children. Another common unit of pressure is atmosphere, which is abbreviated as ATM. Here, this term ATM. ATM means atmosphere. So what is meant by atmosphere? The term atmosphere is, it is defined as the pressure exerted by atmosphere at sea level. It is defined as the pressure exerted by the atmosphere at sea level. 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.0. Please note it down, children. Very important value for your objective type question as well as the problem type questions. Please listen and note it down. Please note it down. This important point. 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.013 into 10 power 5 Pascal or Newton per meter square. Apart from the pressure, there are two more parameters such as density and relative density or specific gravity, which are used to describe the nature of fluids. Density of fluids. Another one properties of fluid is density of fluid. What is mean by density of fluid? Here this is also a 2-mark question. Density of the fluid is defined as its mass per unit volume. The term, very important term, mass per unit volume. This is the density of fluid definition. Fluid of mass, it is represent M, occupying a volume V. The density formula, this is very important formula, children. Density formula is rho. The symbol is called rho is equal to mass by volume. Simply says density is equal to mass by volume. The dimensions and SI unit of rho, that means density is are ml power minus 3 and kg, that is the SI unit, kilogram per meter cube respectively. It is a positive scalar quantity. It is a positive scalar quantity. Then next term is relative density or specific gravity. Relative density or specific gravity. The relative density, here the term relative density is of a substance is defined as that. This is the definition of relative density. The relative density of a substance is defined as the ratio of the density of the substance to the density of the water at 4 degrees Celsius. Once again repeat, the ratio of the density of a substance to the density of water at 4 degrees Celsius. It is a dimensionless positive scalar quantity. Very important point, children. This is very important point. It is a dimensionless positive scalar quantity because density divided by density unit can be cancelled because density of the substance to the density of the water, both are having same unit. Divided method means cancel to each other. That is why it is a dimensionless positive scalar quantity. Relative density of this point is very important point, children. Please note it down. The density of mercury is 13 point. So this is the objective type question. Density of the mercury is 13.6 into 10 power 3 kilogram per meter cube. So this value is very important for your objective type question as well as the problem type question. Density of mercury is 13.6 into 10 power 3 kilogram per meter cube. Its relative density is equal to 13 point. Here this is the value of relative density of the mercury. 13.6 into 10 power 3 kilogram per meter cube divided by 1.0 into 10 power 3 kilogram per meter cube is equal to 13.6. Relative density, otherwise called specific gravity. Relative density of this mercury, 13.6 into 10 power 3 divided by 1.0 into 10 power 3 is equal to 13.6. This is very important definition. The next topic is pressure due to a fluid column at rest. So this is the another one detailed question answer. Please note it down, children. Pressure due to fluid column at rest. Here derive, what is the question? Means derive an equation for total pressure at a depth A below the liquid surface. Below the liquid surface. Here let me discuss about this detailed question answer. In order to understand increase in pressure with depth below the water surface. This is very important point, children. Increase in pressure with depth below the water surface. Consider a water sample of cross-sectional area in the form of a cylinder. Here this is the cylindrical shape. The cylinder shape vessel filled with the water. The bottom surface of the water, it contains more amount of pressure. So now it is the cylindrical shape, form of a cylinder. Let H1, H2 be the depth from the air-water interface to level 1 and level 2 of the cylinder. Here H1 and H2. This H1 and H2 be the depth from the air-water interface to level 1 and level 2 of the cylinder respectively. Let F1 be the force acting downward on the level 1 and F2 be the force acting upward on level 2. There are two kinds of force acting in the same time. One is the F1 force, another one is the F2 force. F2 force is acting in a upward direction. F1 force acting in a downward direction. So F1 be the force acting downwards on level 1 and F2 be the force acting upward on level 2, such that F1 is equal to, so according to the pressure formula, pressure is equal to force by area. Here in the formula, force is equal to pressure into area. So F1 force can be written as pressure 1 into area, and because only one vessel, so the area of the vessel is constant, so that is why we put A symbol. So F1 is equal to P1 into A and F2 is equal to P2 into A. Let us assume the mass of the sample to be M, and under equilibrium condition the total upward force F2 is balanced by the total downward force, that means F1 plus mg. In other words, the gravitational force will act downward, which is being exactly balanced by the difference between the forces. So F2 acting in upward as well as the F1 acting in the downward. So summation of these two forces means F2 is positive direction, F1 is the negative direction of F2. So F2 minus F1 is equal to gravitational force mg. That means F2 minus F1 is equal to mg. mg means gravitational force. Here where m is the mass of the water available in the sample element. Let rho be the density of the water, then the mass of water available in the sample element is mass is equal to density into volume. Already we know the formula, density is equal to mass by volume. Here mass is here in that formula we get mass is equal to density into volume. Here volume is nothing but, what is the formula for the volume? Volume is nothing but area into height. Here height is nothing but h2 minus h1. That means change in height. So mass is equal to density into volume. So volume can be written as area into height. Height is here height value is h2 minus h1. So density into area into height h2 minus h1. Now hence gravitational force Fg is equal to, that means force, Fg means gravitational force, Fg is equal to mass into gravity. Here value of mass is rho a h2 minus h1. Just substituting this value in this equation we get Fg is equal to rho a h2 minus h1. The remaining term is g. So rho A H2 minus H1 into G. This is the gravitational force. On substituting the W value in equation 1. W value in equation 1. So W value is F2 is equal to F1 plus mg. That is the W value. That means downward force F1 plus mg. So the W F2 is equal to F1 plus mg. What is the value of? So this is from the basic fundamental formula. F2 formula of F2 value is P2A. F1 value is P1A. Just substituting the value in this equation, we get F2 becomes P2A is equal to F1 becomes P1A plus mg value is rho A H2 minus H1 into G. That means gravitational force value. So P1A plus P2A is equal to P1A plus rho A into H2 minus H1 into G. Cancelling out A on the both the side. So A on both the side, we get P2 is equal to P1 plus rho H2 minus H1 into G. This equation, we get this equation. P2 is equal to P1 plus rho H2 minus H1 into G, because A should be cancelled in the both the side. So that is why we get P2 is equal to P1 plus rho into H2 minus H1 into G. If we choose the level 1 and the surface of the liquid, that is air water interface, and the level 2 at the depth H below the surface, then the value of H1 becomes 0. H1 becomes 0 because H1 is considered as level 1, then H2 is a level 2. So H1 in the air water interface means the H1 value is becomes 0. H1 is equal to 0, and in turn P1 assume the value of atmospheric pressure PA. In addition, the pressure P2 at the depth becomes P, because depth part of the water, it has more amount of pressure. That is why the pressure P2 is considered as a P. Substituting these value in equation, we get here this equation, we get here this equation, we get P2 becomes P, P1 becomes PA. P2 becomes P is equal to PA into rho HG, rho GH, because the value of H1 becomes 0. So that is why H2 considered as a H. So the equation becomes P is equal to PA plus rho GH, which means the pressure at a depth H is greater than the pressure on the surface of the liquid, where PA, that means atmospheric pressure, is the atmospheric pressure which is equal to, already we know the atmospheric pressure value, 1.013 into 10 power 5 Pascal. If the atmospheric pressure is neglected or ignored, then P is equal to rho GH. Here PA should be neglected from this equation. We get P is equal to rho GH. Equation number 4. For a given liquid, rho is fixed and G is also constant. Then the pressure due to the fluid column is directly proportional to, this term is very important term, children. The pressure is due to the fluid column is directly proportional to the vertical distance or height of the fluid columns. Here, vertical. So the pressure due to the fluid column, here this is the column, is directly proportional to the vertical distance or height of the fluid column. This implies that height of the fluid column is more important to decide the pressure and not the cross-sectional area, cross-sectional or base area, or even the shape of the container. Here, different shape of the container, it is not a consider, because the pressure due to the fluid column is directly proportional to the vertical distance or height of the fluid column. So it's not the cross-sectional area or base area or even the shape of the container. Let us consider the three vessels of different, here this is the three vessels of different shapes A, B and C shown in this figure. These vessels are connected at the bottom, here bottom, by the horizontal pipe. When they are filled with a liquid, say water, it occupies the same, here same level, even though the vessels hold different amount of water. So it is true because the liquid at the bottom of the each section of the vessel experience the same pressure. So this is very important detailed question, children. The question is derive the equation for the total pressure at the depth A below the liquid surface. The next topic is state and prove Pascal's law in fluids. State and prove Pascal's law in fluids. What is meant by Pascal law? The term Pascal law. Pascal law means the pressure applied at any point equally distributed in all the direction. This is the one kind of statement of Pascal law. Another one statement of Pascal law is if the pressure in a liquid is changed at a particular point, the change is transmitted to the entire liquid without being diminished in magnitude. This is the statement of Pascal law. So this law is very important law for your 2-mark question. So state and prove Pascal law in fluid means here this is the applications of Pascal law. Hydraulic lift, it is the great applications of Pascal law. Here this is the area of cross sectional, it is represent A2. This side of area of cross section is represent A1. This force F1 acting in a downward direction, F2 force acting in a upward direction. The car which is placed on the B side, the force is applied on the A side. Now the applications of hydraulic lift is a practical applications of Pascal's law is the hydraulic lift which is used to lift a heavy load with a small force. So this is the very small force acting on the part A side, but the larger weight of the vehicle will be lifted by this smaller force. So that is the uses of Pascal law. It is a force hydraulic lift multiplier. It consists of two cylinders A and B connected to each other by a horizontal pipe, here horizontal pipe filled with a liquid. They are fitted with a frictionless piston of cross-sectional area A1 and another side of the cross-sectional area is represented A2. A2, the condition is A2 is greater than A1. A2 is greater than A1. Suppose a downward force F is applied on the smaller piston, the pressure of the liquid under this piston increases to P. P means pressure. Pressure is equal to force by area. That means F1 divided by A1. But according to Pascal law, this increased pressure P is transmitted undiminished in all direction. So here undiminished in all direction. Pressure applied at this A part will distributed in all the direction, transmitted in all the direction. So pressure is exerted on piston B. Upward force on piston B is F2 is equal to, F2 can be found from this formula, F2 is equal to P into A2. F2 is equal to P into A2. What is the value of P? P is equal to F1 divided by A1. Just substituting this value, we get F1, P can be replaced as F1 divided by A1 into A2 is equal to, we obtained F2 value is F2 is equal to A2 divided by A1 into F1. This is very important formula, children. Please note it down because this is the very important formula for your objective type question as well as the problem question also. Therefore, by changing the force on the smaller piston A, the force on the piston B has been increased by the factor A2 divided by A1, and this factor is called the mechanical advantage of the lift. By the factor A2 divided by A1, and this factor is called the mechanical advantage of the lift. This is also very, very important question. State and prove Pascal's law in fluid. This is 3 more questions, children. Then the next question is state and prove Archimedes principle. So let me continue the next video. Thank you very much.